Samson lay asleep, his head resting on Delilah's lap. She stroked his hair, but her eyes were cold and hard. She had been paid to discover the secret of Samson's strength, and she had finally gotten it out of him. With a swift motion, Delilah signaled to the men waiting outside. They crept in and cut off Samson's hair, the source of his strength. Samson stirred, feeling weak and vulnerable. Delilah smiled, her eyes gleaming with triumph. The story begins. Samson was a strong and powerful man, chosen by God to lead the Israelites. He was a Nazirite, set apart from birth to serve God. As a Nazirite, Samson was not supposed to drink wine, eat grapes, or cut his hair. Samson's strength was legendary. He could kill a lion with his bare hands and lift massive gates off their hinges. One day, Samson met a woman named Delilah, who lived in the valley of Sorek. Delilah was beautiful, and Samson fell in love with her. But Delilah was also clever and cunning, and she had a secret plan. The Philistines offered Delilah a lot of money to find out the secret of Samson's strength. Delilah agreed, and she started asking Samson questions. At first, Samson didn't tell her anything, but Delilah kept asking, and eventually, Samson gave in. He told Delilah that his strength came from his hair, which had never been cut. Delilah pretended to be happy and loving, but she was secretly planning to betray Samson. As we saw in the beginning of the story, Delilah cut off Samson's hair while he was sleeping. Without his strength, Samson was captured by the Philistines and thrown into prison. Samson was blinded and forced to grind grain in prison. But even in his weakness, Samson prayed to God for strength one last time. God heard his prayer, and Samson's hair began to grow back. In a final act of revenge, Samson pushed down the pillars of the temple where the Philistines were worshiping. The temple collapsed, killing Samson and all the Philistines inside. Samson's story is a reminder that our strength comes from God, and that we must be careful not to let our weaknesses and temptations lead us astray.